Okay, guys, so here I am back with a double review now of Futsal Boys episodes 8 and 9. So, if you guys don't remember what happened in the last episode, episode 7 of the series, we had basically a summer training camp because Kyo's team was practicing for the Summer Sky Cup that was coming up in a couple of weeks. And so they decided to go, to an inn and train, and they met the one of the newer teams named Amano Gawa. In that same episode, we saw where Saka, Sasaki or Sakaki, he gained a little bit of character development. Remember, he started to pass during that little beach volleyball game between his team and Amanogawa. And then they had a little like play match, soccer match between both the schools. Now, coming into episode 7, we met another new team. And I think if you think about the dynamics and the characteristics of the characters on this team, they come from Momomi High School. They are the complete opposite of Kyo's futsal team, simply because they're very nonchalant. They're very, happy go lucky. They don't take a lot of stuff seriously. They're all about what's happening on the now instead of worrying about what's tomorrow. And they're a new team, they're a newly formed team. And compared to Kyo, which obviously has history in terms of, playing futsal and probably, these guys knew each other for a lot longer. Compared to the two, while they're kind of like laid back, Kyo is kind of strict and they're very by the rules type book type of team. So it's very interesting to see these two teams with two very different dynamics in terms of their team players and overall just the aura of both the teams. So with episode 8 now, we see where Sasaki is basically learning how to pass. But if you notice one thing in particular that was reoccurring both in episode 8 and 9, am I calling him Sasaki or Sakaki? Sakaki. He has the biggest problem when it comes to passing to Haru. Now we know their whole, talking to each other that happened back in episodes between 5 and 6, especially with Haru and his idol, now no longer idol, Tenoji and his dad. And then Sakaki was there to witness all of that. My thing is, and just to say overall, I think the biggest reason as to why Sakaki cannot pass to Haru, because he can pass to everyone else. Because what happened in episode 8, right, is we get to know the team of Momomi, and these guys, they work together. They're actually pretty in sync for a brand new team. It's just that, again, they're really laid back. And now we're into the Summer Sky Cup. First, they were in the preliminaries and the schools are moving up. Now they're into trying to get into the top 8. And now these two teams have to face each other. So while they're playing, Momomi is known for their unconventional plays because, come to find out, these guys are so talented because they can see someone do really cool moves in soccer and they can replicate that and play it in. But the difference is, because they don't have the history like all the other schools, Amanagawa, Kyo, Okazan, Aldebert, they are not as connected as they should be. They don't have that, again, they don't have that backing, that history like these other schools do. But in terms of style, they're second to none. If these guys had like 5 more years or more as a team building up under their belt, they will be a formidable team to go against in future games. But like I said, with Sakaki, the reason why he can't pass per se to Haru, and this is something that they've been dropping little hints about Sakaki's character and his past, it's not as explained or showed as much compared to Haru or Nagamo, Ryu Nagamo's, but we know that he suffered from something that happened in his past with his previous teammate, because they did show like a darkened background character. And my guess is, and I could be wrong, we do have 3 more episodes to go before the finale. My guess is in the next episode, they're going to show something that's similar between that old teammate and Haru. Most likely probably in their style of play or just overall their character, you know? And as we can see, when the game started and they're playing against each other, Sakaki always hesitates. Like, he's starting to learn how to pass, and it's like, it's amazing that the team is getting points because he's learning to play in his position as a play caller. But then when it comes to when Haru's like, hey, Sakaki, pass, he's just like, he's stuck, and this is when the ball gets stolen away from him from the opposing team, Momomi's team. And then he's wondering, he's getting frustrated as he continues to play because he's wondering, why can't I pass to this guy? For what reason? Now, coming into episode 9, something I call back from, I believe it was episode 6, where I said in future games, for the team to move on and for Sakaki to like really observe the team and their team plays, he needs to be bunched. And they did that exactly in episode 9. Because he was getting frustrated, because he was losing his cool and all of that against Momomi's team because of their unconventionalness, if that's even a word, their unconventional plays. They had to sit him out and sub in Tsubaki, the co-captain of Kyo. And this is the first time we ever really seen Kyo play in an official match, because we always usually just see him during practice. And this dude, from the way he's playing, he plays the same position as Sakaki, which is a player caller. And this dude, he reads his opponents, bro. He reads them and he knows what plays to make, who to pass from, who not to pass. And by observing that, Sakaki got the hang of it. But again, that hesitation towards Haru, I'm gunning for saying that it stems from an old teammate in his middle school. Most likely that teammate gave up on him. They don't want to work with him, and probably some part, either, like I said, it's either their play style or their personality, their characteristics are similar to Haru, that makes him afraid to rely on his teammate. Because the best thing about these 2 episodes is that we finally saw where Sakaki, who is usually a stick in the mud, who is very stagnant, lone wolf, is learning to rely on his team. He's learning to connect with his team. Before, he was like, everything that was asked by him by the team to work together or to hang out, he usually gives a definite no. But now he's like, you know what, okay, fine. Fun does have its limits, but he's willing to give it a chance. Showing that he has grown since episode 1 compared to now. But like I said, they will probably have to, in the following last 3 episodes, show us to why Sakaki, and it's going to be a wall, because they did mention there, you know, no matter how high the wall is, you have to eventually overcome it. That wall where it becomes between him and Haru, he himself is going to have to mentally break it down, or he's going to have to communicate with Haru within the next few episodes to break down that wall and build a new one that's with them together. Because it can be where he can work with the rest of the team, and then he has this one other teammate who I would say their relationship is a light and shadow type relationship. If you watch a good number of sports anime, that's their relationship. But he needs to be able to put his trust into Haru to make the entire team feel whole, and then he can really play in his role as a player caller. So that being said, guys, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about episodes 8 and 9 of Futsal Boys. What do you think Sakaki, I'm probably butchering his name in this entire video, but it's okay. What do you think he needs to do to better himself, and what he needs to say to Haru to, you know, get this mental block off of his mind and to actually trust in his teammate. What do you think about Team Momomi? Do you like their dynamics? Do you just like the characters? They're just so vibrant and just like so laid back. Like these guys have no worries in the world. But do you think if sometime in the future these guys can actually be a threat? Do you think that? So do tell me, jot down your notes down below in the comment section. The links are in the description box, so you guys could go check that out. And I'm Kimmy-chan of Anime Legends, and I will see you guys later. Bye!